I got out my special hat for Marvel Comics today. There are going to be some spoilers for Amazing Spider-Man number 26, which is just out recently. Uh, Everybody's outraged. Actually, the crazy left hacks who are the feminists, whatever, are the most outraged, which has me laughing. I don't actually, of course, read the current year Spider-Man. It's in a pretty bad state. My good friend Yellow Flash, another great YouTuber, does, and he was telling me about the current storyline where Mary Jane went into another dimension, had sex with another dude, came back with kids, and Peter Parker literally was cucked and decided to raise her kids afterwards. That was enough for me to not be interested in this for whatsoever. But the internet is outraged, and this is going to be amazing. I'm pretty happy with what's going on, and I will get to the news in just a moment. I am John Delos. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. Look, I'm not like Marvel Comics. I don't rely on cheap gimmicks and shock things to these characters in order to tell a good story. I just actually tell a story that develops characters, where they actually change, where they actually have meaningful progress. And that is the difference between current year Marvel and what I'm doing and what they used to do back in the 80s and early 90s. So if you want that classic superhero fare again, if you like the way that Spider-Man used to be, check out my Flying Sparks. You will absolutely love it. I've got all 5 volumes here on my backer kit pre-order, and you can support it today. We've got over 300 backers now as of this video, so thank you so much for coming in so hard for this comic and making it possible for us to actually make a living at this. I really appreciate you guys for doing so. That link's in the description below. You can buy it today. They'll be shipping out soon. Thank you. All right. So I don't actually have all of the graphics. I only have one graphic, so I'm going to pull that up in just a moment. But basically, I told you about the Mary Jane storyline. And because of this, they've actually been teasing on the internet and in the book and all that they're going to actually end up killing Mary Jane. Now, everybody's been grumbling about that because nobody wants Mary Jane dead. And of course, they'll do the same thing where they bring back Mary Jane whenever in a couple years. They bring back everybody. Nobody's left undead at this point in Marvel Comics. It's such a joke. Like, continuity doesn't even matter. I mean, basically, the writers at this point, their continuity is all that they remember and whatever they reference. I mean, they really don't care about anything else. I mean, I don't know how people try to even create a storyline out of these comics anymore. It doesn't make any sense. But they hinted at that. Now, everybody's upset about that, and I'm just like, they've already done that before. If you guys don't remember, in the 90s, when they relaunched Spider-Man for the first time with an all-new collectible #1, a dumb gimmick after Marvel Comics nearly went out of business because their storytelling really went bad after they screwed over the artists from Image Comics, who then started their own company. They had a really bad storyline for a while. Actually, John Byrne was drawing Spider-Man for a while, and he did not do a good job. This is one of the few points of his career which is kind of sad. And Howard Mackey was writing it, and they just had Mary Jane die in a plane crash back then. And it was like, what? I remember it. I picked up a couple issues of Spider-Man because I'd gotten out of it after the Clone Saga burnt me out. And I read this at this point, and I was like, F this. I mean, they're obviously the Clone Saga was trying to get rid of Mary Jane to have a single younger Peter. That's the whole point of it. Now this is like their next attempt. We're going to just kill her in a plane crash. It was absolutely awful. And so I quit again. And the only thing that made me pick back up was J. Michael Straczynski writing it, which of course we know how that ended. Oh my gosh, absolutely train wreck on that level. So I know my Spider-Man lore. I know what I'm doing here. I have not read the recent runs. Once they reset the universe with Peter making a deal with the devil to get rid of his wife, that was enough for me. I did not want that out of Peter Parker. I wanted Peter Parker to be an exemplary, husband, father, etc. I didn't want this to happen to the character. And unfortunately, they've never made it right. They really have just kept going with it. So they teased that Mary Jane was going to die, but that's not what happened. Something else happened, my friends. And I think it's really, really funny. Okay. And here's here's the outrage. Yes. They killed Ms. Marvel, the Kamala Khan Muslim Ms. Marvel in the Spider-Man book. Now, she's not going to die because they've got the Marvels movie coming up and they've got all this other stuff. It's just going to be a quick gimmick, which makes it even stupider. But that doesn't stop people from being outraged. This George guy, I'm so sorry, Ms. Marvel fans. Oh, my gosh. Zeb Wells' misogyny is multi-fandom. This is racism and sexism. Oh my gosh, how terrible. I think it's hilarious. I think this character sucked all the way around. I wish they were actually resetting things and getting rid of characters like this, the replacement characters, which were terrible, because it would be a nice fresh start for the Marvel Universe to kind of get back to what it used to be, before everybody had like their, race counterparts and gender counterparts and sexual orientation counterparts. I mean, they literally have a gay Spider-Man now. Did you know that? I know you didn't, because nobody read it. They have all this going on. It's absolutely absurd, and it is terrible fan fiction at the worst level. This is the type of stuff that they used to have in what if storylines, because, we'd never do that in real continuity because it'd be crazy. Now every storyline is a what if storyline, and it just doesn't make any sense. The Marvel Universe is dead. It's disgusting. It's deader than Kamala Khan's going to be here, because she's going to be back in a couple issues, and you know it, if not just one issue, because that's just how these things go at this point. But I think it's pretty funny. I wish they'd leave the character dead. I love watching the SJW seethe about what's going on in this, and I think it's funny stuff. Now, my question here is she going to inherit 72 virgins for equality? That would be the best thing for Marvel to do. Introduce LGBT Islam afterlife. What do you think about that? How's that for a what if? Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button, everybody. Make sure to back the alternative to Marvel Comics right here with Flying Sparks. You'll absolutely enjoy it. Trust me. Thank you. See you soon.